Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day where I'll be giving my Best Picture nominees. Finally, I've gotten them all done, but I'm still here. I cannot find I'm Still Here anywhere on any platform. I tried like 10 different websites, can't see it in any theaters nearby, and I don't want to spend $25 or however much it's on Amazon available. So, and plus the Oscars are tomorrow. So I've seen 9 out of the 10, and I'm going to rank them in today's video. We're gonna waste no time. Number 9, Emilia Perez. Pretty straightforward, made a video about it already. That's at the bottom of the tier, 2 out of 10. Now we got that out of the way. Now after Emilia Perez, there's no really horrid, just shitty movies on the table. We have up next, Wicked. Now I'm not a fan of The Wizard of Oz. I think it's one of the most overrated movies possibly imaginable. It really only wrote its fame to popularize colored movies. It wasn't even the first colored movie in the first place, but not very big fan of its fairy tale storytelling. It's world building. I mean, it's for kids. And I remember I saw it quite a few times when I was a kid. My mom put it on the television. Was never a fan of The Wizard of Oz. Now, with all things being said, I haven't seen The Wiz, Sidney Lumet, The Wiz. This is probably my favorite iteration, favorite movie when it comes to the Wizard of Oz IP. Oz the Great and Powerful, that was shitty as well. My problem was, it's just it had a Disney vibe, just very generic. Like I said, it's for kids. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, but I couldn't call it a masterpiece. It was, it had some ups and downs. I was leveling on between a high 6 and a low 7, and what I came down to was a 7 out of 10 flat. I'm feeling generous this year, and I'm feeling generous, but I had some issues with I couldn't buy into it. The first half, it really didn't seem to go anywhere until they actually went to the city of Oz, and that's when I actually got interested. Towards that back end of the movie, I actually got pumped for part 2. I'm excited to see where the future holds, because I've never seen the Wicked musical. Not a fan of musicals either, so that is definitely a crutch in itself. But out of all the musicals I saw this year, like 4 or 5, definitely the best, with all things being said. So, number 8. Number 7, A Complete Unknown. This was the last movie I saw, just yesterday, in fact. I'm not a fan of Bob Dylan. I'm not saying that I dislike him, but I just literally have never heard his music. Growing up, I heard Johnny Cash, but never Bob Dylan. My parents never played it for me. It never piqued my interest. But this movie had me thoroughly entertained. James Mangold, I've always been a fan. He has some hits and he has some misses here and there. But for the most part, he has hits when it comes to my likings. And this one, no difference. 8 out of 10, flat 8. Timmy's performance, it's the best of his career. And I know I love Dune, but his performances in Dune, it's not hard to play his role. Number 6, a little bit controversial, Honora. Now, this movie, the first half hour, Honora's character, she's a stripper, she's a hooker, she's a slut. So the first 30 minutes is just her pretty much having sex, being in the strip club, being slutty. The movie really gets its story going, picked up about, I don't know, around in between the 30 or 40 minute mark, when the Russian mob, when Ivan's parents, the people that work for his parents show up and try to get his ass out of the States, and then he runs off and they go on their big search. It's really fun. Igor's character, little spoken, but just from the face, just from his expressions, he's a great actor. The one Russian that plays Igor. I rated it an 8.7 out of 10. I love Sean Baker, but I did not think it's his best work from what I've seen. The Florida Project, I rate that a little bit higher. I just don't see Honora's Best Picture material. I love it, but I'm not sure why it's winning out above these other movies here that I have on my list. I mean, I understand the politics and the policies, the way the Oscars run their voting system, and I'll never put anything past them after The Shape of Water. So nothing will have shocked me when it comes to the ballot. So with that being said, Honora, 8.7 out of 10. I really love the driver character. I forget his name, or the actor's name, but he was probably my favorite in the movie for whatever reason. Number 5, The Substance. Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley. This movie was something special. 8.9 out of 10. The only reason why I rate it lower, the needles. I can't do the needles. It's the same story for Requiem for a Dream. That stuff makes my toes crawl, makes my skin crawl. There's something about needles. that I can't stand, specifically like in the regions where they were injecting, but a very original concept. A contender for original screenplay, although Anora's probably got that one beaten out, but I have it slightly above Anora by 2 ticks. So really, they're very neck and neck, but I preferred the substance. These are my rankings. This is not my prediction of what's going to win Best Picture. It's not Best Picture power rankings per se. Number 4, Nickel Boys. I was thoroughly impressed. Some people are saying it's too experimental, too student filmish. It's a movie. Movies should not all be the same. They should be trying to do different things. Whether they hit or miss, that's up to the audience to decide, I guess. But the majority of people are considering Nickel Boys to be a phenomenal film, myself included. What they did, people are saying it's distracting. Point of view shot, distracting. First of all, the whole movie was not strictly POV. There were a few hand-to-hand shots here that were, more traditional, as some would say. But there were other, when it would time skip into the future, it was behind the back shots, focusing on the main character. Everything about this movie piqued my interest the whole way through. So, Nickel Boys at a 9 flat, 9 out of 10. And that's coming in at 4th place. So, 3rd place. These top 3 are tight. And then, if you've seen my video of my 2024 watches, I had Dune Part 2 in my top 10 list. So, number 3 is The Brutalist. Wow. As a Pennsylvanian, this movie had me hooked. I love long movies too. Never had an issue. People always complain, oh, the movie's too long, too long, movie's too short, whatever. The runtime is a big issue with people. Not for me. I love Once Upon a Time in America. Any 70s movie that's super long. Any movie that's really long. As long as it's a bad movie, I'm not gonna give it a high rating if I think it's bad. But for the most part, a lot of 3+ hour long movies I've enjoyed greatly. And this one is no different. 9.6 out of 10. Pennsylvania represent. Adrien Brody is going to win Best Actor. No doubt about it. Number 2, Dune Part 2. It's Dune. It's Denny. I explained this before. What a great sci-fi epic. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet for this one. 9.7 out of 10. Number 1. This is a bit of a shocker. I'm not even surprised. Before I watched this movie, a week before I watched this movie, I never even heard of it. And then I saw on Letterboxd, and I saw a few posts on Reddit. Conclave. 9.8 out of 10. Ray Fiennes. Phenomenal performance. Neck and neck with Adrien Brody, in my personal opinion, although Adrien has him topped out and is definitely going to win. Before I saw The Brutalist, I thought this was going to just knock out the competition in the Oscars. Before I saw the odds and all the other award shows played out, this movie has it all. This is pure Best Picture material, and it's a movie that I just thoroughly love downright. Representing religion. I found a movie that consisted of voting in a new pope would not pique my interest whatsoever. However, I was on edge for the entire movie, the entire runtime. And I loved every single performance. It should win Best Ensemble, and there's really no other movie that competes with it. Cast, soundtrack, The Brutalist has that beat. Although I do love both of those soundtracks. And everyone, the odds makers, usually how the Oscars work, favorite always wins. Very rarely there's an upset. Anora isn't Best Picture material for me. No, although I love Anora, it's really the ratings I have, it's not that far off from Conclave. It's really not that much worse of a movie. I don't know, there's just a weird feeling about Conclave having it number 1. Really, Dune, I do go back and forth with my scores. The Brutalist, all my scores are fluid. They're fluid. I change them from time to time. Dune Part 2, I was like 9.6, 9.7, 9.8. I go back and forth. Maybe even The Brutalist if I give it a second watch. I'm actually going to watch it again, show it to my father. It's like scoring anything. When you get to the point of watching so many movies or so many, you're like review food, it's like they all jumble together. It's like, how can you truly rate them on a fixed scale? Well, anyways, I'm rambling on. Those are the movies I've seen, minus I'm Still Here. Couldn't find it anywhere. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. Thank you all for watching and enjoy. Tomorrow I will be having odds on my picks for ESPN. I will be doing that for all nominations. Take care. See y'all later.